funny how these things turn out. You got a whole master plan. You calculate everything just right. Then there's a hole in your plan, and ain't nothing right. Not at all. You remember New Athens? It all started with a gang. It always does. A strong man escaped from the circus called Carl of Might. A woman called B who'd sooner kill you than look at you. A blacksmith called Heffy. And that damn fool, Aeschylus. Varmints, the whole lot of them, not worth lead in your shop. Anyways, they had designs on robbing the bank in the demure town of New Athens. An easy target, certainly, but they hadn't even got their own house in order before they stormed that one. Upon engaging with the teller their intent to rob the place, they were informed with no lack of a degree of regret, a doctorate of regret, that the money held in credit by the establishment was currently in transit and did not reside within their vaults. Naturally, the gang's tempers flared, but words was exchanged rather than bullets. Carl and B rounded up the hostages, and Heffy and Aeschylus were tasked with cutting purses and garnering all they could from this botched operation. Heffy grabbed the goods, and Aeschylus was the bag man. Now, that was the hole in their plan, right there. The kid Aeschylus, he had a treacherous intent, and once the bag was full and the lawmen were knocking at the door, he made good his escape. It was at this point that hell descended upon New Athens, and the two murderers remembered themselves. They decided to slay all the hostages under a flurry of fire. A gunfight ensued between the police and the condemned, Heffy getting shot in the process, but only in the shoulder. Carl and B crushed the opposition, and they departed. Now, as I previously mentioned, Aeschylus was a fool, and there was a hole in his plan, too. Well, to be more accurate, in the bag. he managed to leave a not untraceable mound of loot behind him, leading his former accomplices, come foes, directly to his location. Understandably, they were not inclined towards good graces upon discovering Lithias under a rock. They bound and gagged the idiot, dragged him around for a while until they sundered themselves to their camp that was located in a cave. Upon their arrival, they proceeded to strap Lithias, naked as a skinned dog, to a large stone and torture him. Jefe, by this point, and having a weaker constitution than his maniac counterparts, threw up his whiskey and parted ways. He wanted no part in such devilry. They cut and they creamed Lithias like a cur, until he started to howl like one. Not screams, but the sweet sounds of information, or what little intelligence the youngster could utter. Apparently, somehow, the fool had uncovered a tryst between two warring criminal families, the Seuss family and the Herman family. Lithias explained that there were rumors flying that a marriage between two opposing forces would lead both houses to crumble. And he calculated that one of the families, at the very least, would want to be made aware. Now, it were also revealed that Lithias was beholden and accountable to the Seuss family. As if to deliberately contradict this alliance, Carl and B decided it would be mutually beneficial to inform the Herman family, rather than that of the family that were formerly allied with their wayward companion. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So, the Herman family sent down there an envoy of discovery. Upon being informed of the situation, it were confirmed that there was indeed a woman in the Herman family who had intentions towards a young man in the Seuss. For reasons I simply cannot comprehend, the Herman envoy saw fit to invite the woman, Leah, down to the cave to confront Lithias about the inside information. And here we have another loose end. You see, Albert Seuss, the head of the Seuss family, had carnal desires on this here young lady. For that reason, he had hired a proxy to pursue her and gain what credible information they could about the woman, her comings and goings, and so on and so forth. Turns out, this hired spy was in fact Lithias, which is why the fool was so quick to share the information that none but those in smaller circles could even see on their periphery. But of course, Mr. Seuss already knew of this treachery, having since informed by a vengeful Jefe, who was treated well for his loyalty. And that is when Mr. Seuss engaged my services. Now, my name is Herm Fuchs. Mr. Fuchs to you. My job is to track down individuals who are in some way related to or of interest to Mr. Seuss and deliver messages. And that is why I have tracked you down, Letheus. You didn't really think that you were gonna get away with this, did you? Now, I'm gonna take off your gag, but you can't make no noise, you hear? Okay, there we go. You know, you should be grateful and thank me that Mr. Seuss has sentenced you to a swift journey into the abyss. Usually I like to play with my prey, but I guess that's why I've been talking to you, isn't it? You see, Letheus, there was always a hole in your plan. It was that big hole on the front of your face. You should have just kept it shut, Letheus. Then you would have lived a much longer, happier life. Good night, Letheus.